to the Intranet Boston 2015. I'm here with Scott Kush from eSpirits. Can you quickly introduce your company to us and to the community?
Sure. We're eSpirit. We're an enterprise-level content management solution. We've been around since 1999. Headquarters are in Dortmund, Germany. We've been in the U.S., headquarters in Lexington, Massachusetts for the last 3 years. And we really work in the intranet, e-commerce, e-com space for enterprise-level companies to have more of a centralized hub for their content and push it out to multiple channels.
And so how is your company involved in the development of intranet platforms?
We kind of approach it from two different strategies. A lot of companies are suite solutions, and our philosophy is more of a best-of-breed solution. So the way we approach it is, you've got an investment in an existing technology, whether it's SharePoint, NetWeaver, IBM Portal, LifeRay, for example. We have a way to, because of our decoupled architecture, to enhance that and really provide better usability, access from multiple repositories, really enable translation. Being a European company from our roots, translation is definitely in our DNA. You have to be that way in Europe, and we're bringing that to North America. And the other way we could approach it is we could be the delivery engine, but we really look at it then taking another step higher, which is multi-channel engagements, where it's intranet, but you also sharing that content to the internet, to an extranet, to a mobile app, POS displays with omni-channel commerce. So having consistent content, but then being able to regionalize it as well, so that it's not only persona-based, but it's relevant to the user. And so being able to do that, all from improving the user experience and not relying on IT. So I know it's a little bit long, but that's how we would help a larger organization.
What are the challenges you're facing in all that?
I think one of the biggest challenges is getting all of the teams together to understand the bigger picture of the philosophy. A lot of people tend to just focus on their little piece of the pie, and understanding that there's other directions that you can go in that may enable and help other departments as well. It seems to be kind of a challenge as far as what we're doing. Sometimes the companies tend to look at the bigger picture, and they like the idea, but I believe it was the individual that spoke from Sanofi yesterday, is we need to find someone who really wants to enable change or disruption inside of a company, to not just follow the status quo and bring in some really forward thinking to look at some new technologies rather than just the old standards that people have been doing for years, which are more legacy type systems. I think we're starting to see it with a younger trending workforce. People expect functionality that they have in their personal lives with their work tools, and we're starting to see major disruption to what's happening with intranets and how people are communicating, and having the right tool to enable that, as well as with best of breed, multiple technologies to integrate with that. We're starting to see that start to come to the top right now.
Okay, and how did you like the first day of the conference? Like the intranet community, did you connect with them? What are your first thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, this show is extremely well set up, and this is coming from a sales guy. The way that the breakout sessions were, they covered multiple different vertical markets to see how different people approached it. It could be anyone from a Deloitte versus a L'Oreal, two different approaches, but a lot of good tidbits. I think we learned what a lot of people's pain points and challenges are. And the way that the conference was set up, they provided an avenue for us to engage with everyone, either during breakouts, at the booths, within the show. It was really good to network with everyone, as well as learn a lot more about what we think is happening out in the marketplace, and now we're validating that even more in multiple different markets, which was great.
Yeah, so getting all that feedback. I mean, I know you're going to present a Word Cafe session, so they're coming up in a few minutes. Could you quickly introduce us to the topic of your roundtable? What you're going to discuss with the?
Yeah, the topic is more of it's approaching it more from that legacy type situation where you have an investment in existing technology. As we've seen, a lot of executives, high-level, C-level executives, may not want to invest multiple $1 million in new technology. So how do they leverage that existing investment and still make it engaging for not only a younger trending workforce, but you've got baby boomers, you've got Gen Xers. Everyone has different expectations of how to communicate, and you've got to give them a tool that they're going to utilize and still be able to communicate. And being able to approach it from that way, okay, here's your existing investment, and here's how we've done it with some of these other companies. And what are understanding everyone's challenges and how we could provide little solutions for that is kind of how we're going to approach that breakout.
Okay, that's cool. Speaking a bit more about the future and going back into the Intranet Reloaded Boston, what do you think are the main trends that are going to come up in the next few years?
I think, well, right now, and maybe we take it for granted because we work in the space so much, but responsive design and mobile has only been around really for about 5 years. I had thought that more people had already implemented it and adopted it, but it is still a hot button topic. I think security issues around content are still going to be an issue, and the fact that we have a decoupled hybrid architecture definitely helps our case. Content is a very valuable asset. There are some issues around possibly sharing that within multiple channels to, for example, in Amazon. Is the content you want to share with an Amazon the same as what you want to share on your intranet regarding a specific product, and being able to differentiate that type of content to a different channel, albeit it's a slightly different channel, is how people have to really start to think, because content is extremely valuable to many of these organizations.
Yeah, content is king.
Yeah.
What we heard yesterday, definitely. I mean, coming to the event, what are your expectations from the Intranet Reloaded Boston 2015? What will you take away from the event?
Well, I think it was, like I said, it was very good for the different vertical markets to understanding. As far as my expectations for the show, I wasn't really sure. I've heard from my European counterparts that it's a very good show. It was excellent. We would definitely do it again. The fact that understanding that a lot of these companies are working on SharePoint specifically, and they are highly invested in it, and they've got a team. I think more relevant SharePoint type content is how we would probably approach this more in the future, which would really be helpful to a lot of the people here to see how they could enhance that type of environment.
Okay, that's great. Well, then we'll see you probably in 2016.
For sure.
Back in Boston. We'll be here. Well, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
And good luck with the Work Cafe then. Have fun for the rest of the day.